Howdy Hon, welcome back to my channel. This is Steph's Got It. Look at those two. Welcome back to the channel. Today, this is just a little quick whip and chat that I am going to do working on Victoria's Moon. So let's move this little guy out of the way. I have my light pad under there, but so far I haven't had to use it. Okay, he wants to be difficult. Everybody wants to be on camera. Not right now, little guy. Here, you can sit right there. And move that out of the way. There we go. So I hope that you are doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you stop in. So pull out your latest whip and chat and let's get to work. Let's see, I did not pull the wax out of this from last time, so we're just going to put on top of that and see what happens, right? Again, thank you for joining me tonight, or today actually. It's Monday, or right now, and it's exactly 2:41 in the afternoon, and I can promise you that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm supposed to be sewing in preparation for the craft fair that I have coming up in 2 weeks that I am so not ready for. Even though I've had my new machine, I got a new Juki 2010Q, which is a workhorse of a machine. And we're going to go with number 3 today. And, it's just so much been going on. I've been into the diamond paintings and trying to get YouTube content edited so that I could get it up. And of course I have my trusty questionnaire so that I have something to talk about, because you know I'm forgetful. So those are the drills for number 3, which is 931. Okay. So I'm supposed to be sewing, but I'm in the sewing room. At least that's a step closer. I want to go ahead and work on this painting. I want to get it done. I am so excited to see what it's going to look like. And so far it's been really nice to work with. I haven't had any serious problems. The drills have been sticking really well. In spite, I was worried I may have done something to the glue or adhesive. I can't remember which one. It was the opaque paper. So which one ever the opaque paper is, I think that's the adhesive one, right? You can correct me below if I'm wrong. It won't be the first time, and I assure you it won't be the last time. But again, I'm so excited. I just really wanted to work on this and try and get it finished, because I have so many other projects coming up with the Christmas season and the nativities and the craft fair, as I said. And I'll probably do another craft fair as well. And then start working on inventory, because I have none, because all of my machines were broken. I think I told you about that last time, so we won't drag that into this conversation this time. My new chicken pin from KK is working beautifully as well. Everything's working good with this painting. I'm not having any problems with anything, which is really good, because I have enough problems with everything else, right? Let's see. So I thought I came up with some questions for tonight. And if you are a subscriber, which I hope you are, if you're not, it's really simple to do. Just click the subscribe button below and that notification bell so you'll know when I post videos. Of course, you can watch the videos without subscribing. either way, I appreciate you stopping by. I'd like for you to subscribe, but if you're at least watching, hey, thank you for doing that much. But if you have a YouTube channel also, and you're doing videos, maybe you can tell us some of the questions that I'm about to do tonight or this afternoon maybe. I'm so used to doing this at night. Maybe you can answer some of those questions as well. What's the first one? Let's see. So Saturday, we did our CPR research. As a fitness instructor, I have to keep most facilities, well, both the facilities I work at require that you keep your CPR, AED, and all that good stuff certification up to date, because you might have a student to pass out in class or something, and you should know what to do. Hopefully, your training kicks in and you're able to prevent a situation from being as bad as it could be. So we took our certification Saturday, recertification Saturday. We have to renew every 2 years. Some facilities require you to renew every year, but not studios or schools or whatever. Some medical professions require you to do it every year, or some schools for students who are in pursuing a medical degree of some sort. So let's see. That prompted me, while we were in that class, I was saying that I hope I never have to use my certification. And as I was sitting here thinking of questions, that prompted me to think about, was there ever a time before that I've used it or something to help someone in a life-threatening situation, or lost one, man down, drill down, get back in there. Okay, so that reminded me of years ago when I was in my probably early 20s. My best friend and I were driving. What number is this? Okay, number 3. We were driving down the road in our local small town, and I remember, okay, make sure my head's not in your way. I hope not. I remember we were driving down the road and we saw a couple of people stopped in the middle of the road. And turns out there was a guy in the middle of the road, and if memory serves me, I think he had been shot. So my best friend was a nurse, or at the time a nursing student. I can't remember for sure, but she is a nurse. So she was either a nursing student or had already received her nursing degree at that time. She was probably an LPN. Now she's an RN. And we started giving the guy CPR, and really he was already dead. But, we don't know that. We're not trained to make that decision. I mean, you can check for a pulse. Yeah, we're trained to do that. I'm a certified nursing assistant also from back in my younger days. So, I know how to take a pulse and all that good stuff. So this guy was laying there, and I remember thinking, wow. And he was so far gone that I don't remember if a paramedics came up, or if an off-duty paramedic or an off-duty ambulance worker came up. And I remember having to do CPR. They were like, don't go, like usually you would go down from the sternum between the breast to do your chest compressions. And so they're like, no, he's beyond that. Put your hands directly on his heart and pump directly on his heart. Guys, it was just so, everything was happening so fast. I didn't really have time to think about it. And I remember them taking a straw and putting it down his throat, and they were doing all these life-saving procedures just with what we had right there in the middle of the street with us to try and help this poor guy. And we worked on him until the ambulance came. And I think we all knew the guy was dead, but we were all just trying to do the best we could to kind of, I don't know, bring him back to life, or if there was any life left in him, we were trying to find it desperately. But the saddest part of that is some stupid fool drove up, recognized the boy, and called the boy's family. And they showed up before the ambulance did. In this area, there was no we don't have a hospital in this area. I'll refrain from saying what the area, well, heck, it was in Tuskegee, and there's no hospital in Tuskegee. And so we had to wait for an ambulance to come from, there's an ambulance service, and there's a VA which you can go to in extreme emergencies, but there is no hospital. So we were waiting for a while, needless to say, for an ambulance, because it's a small town and there's only a couple of ambulances there. And so some fool called this boy's family, and they came up there. I have never in my life felt so bad. We're here working on this poor kid. Who knows what his path was and what happened to him. And here comes his mother crying and screaming while we're trying to work on him. And we're trying to follow the instructions of the off-duty professional and really trying our best efforts to help this poor guy find some sign of life to cling on to. And I just thought, how stupid. Why would you call that boy's family for them to see him laying in the middle of the street, blood pouring out of him, and a bunch of people doing some extreme things that you would only see on some medical ER show, as she watched the life slip out of her son? I mean, like, wow. Anyway, we worked on him till the ambulance told us to remove our hands, which they did after. I mean, I happened to be the one doing the chest compressions. There's our 12-minute click. It's just so disappointing, you know, and heartbreaking, I have to say, when you realize that everybody there did all that they could do, all that they were trained to do, and probably some stuff that they had never done before, or were trained to do but was not the normal thing to do. I think at one point they even pierced his chest or something. I can't remember for sure, but I know we put something down his throat. But you know, it's just, and I have no God complex thing or anything where, you know, I think I can give life or whatever. But it was just really sad trying to do the best that you could to help this young man, and hearing his family, you know, just bawling and scared and So, although I am prepared and have been trained to use my CPR, I hope that I never have to, or that I can do my very best, and the rest is up to God, you know. And when he's ready, he's ready. You know, nothing we can do about that. But anyway, so that's my first traumatic experience with a life-saving attempt. And mind you, I'm a nursing, like I said, a certified nursing assistant, so or AKA CNA, and I've never had anybody code on me. None of my patients. I worked at a nursing home, so none of my residents have ever coded on me. I've seen others, you know, go into the condition where they need CPR, but none of the ones that I was personally taking care of. So I never had to. All that to say, if you're not CPR certified, go get certified. Know what to do in case of an emergency. You know something that can possibly help this person until the ambulance or someone arrives that knows a little more and has a little more access to equipment than you. Okay? And don't get just CPR certified. Also be certified for the AED so you know how that works. And when you go someplace that you go frequently or even just for an all-day event or something, find out where the AED is. That's that little machine, like in the movies when you're in the ER and they put these, they rub those paddles together and say, clear, and put them on your chest and pump that electricity through you, where the AED is a little one of that basically. But you don't get the paddles, you get patches, and you put the patches on the left shoulder area and under the right breast area. And you still have to make sure everybody is clear before you push the button. But that thing basically talks to you. It basically tells you what to do. So it's really easy, but get CPR certified and AED so that if something happens to someone around you, you can take some type of measures to help them until professional help arrives. Okay? That's my PSA for today. And of course my battery is running dead and I have the timer on, so we're at 17 minutes. I like to keep that timer on because if I don't know I'm approaching an hour, I might go on and on and on and on and on. Okay. This is just, everything's just going on beautifully. I am happy with this, with Victoria Moons. And I can't wait to finish this. And if you watched my unboxing, I was a little distraught. Sorry about that. That's a doorbell. I didn't turn the sound off. That was, I was a little distraught about not having received one of those pins, because everybody received one of those nice pins. And she apologized and said that one should have been in there. So when I get another painting, I'll get a pen. I love pens. I'm starting a nice little collection of pens because just like clothes, you wear different things. You use different pens for different moods, right? Or for different paintings. Normally I wouldn't associate a chicken pen for an angel painting, but my angel painting is new, and this particular chicken pen is new, and these cover minders are new, so that's why I'm using them. Eventually, I have a couple of other new pens that are waiting to be unboxed, and I will be switching over to some of those, but I'll use this probably halfway and then use one of the other pens halfway, or really depends on how I feel that day. So I might end up unboxing it, using it, and going back to this one and switching back and forth every corner, and they all have a different feel, so it depends on how my hand feels, if I'm having any troubles, that kind of thing. So we will see. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I was also looking around in my crafting room, sewing / craft / whatever room, because I have to figure out where all my supplies are for the particular items that I'm going to make for the craft fair. And that got me thinking, well, what are some of my favorite crafts that I have personally made? And 4 things immediately popped into my mind. One you've seen, which is my gray crochet Kingston cap that I wear. I absolutely love that hat. And even though it's gray, I wear it with everything. I worn it to church. I wear it to everyday life. I worn it in everything except like formal. I wouldn't wear it with formal wear, but wait a minute, have I? No, I haven't worn it with like formal wear. But I wear it with everything else. Dressy, casual, dress down, you know, frumpy, whatever. It's my go-to, especially with having natural hair and trying to protect the hair from doing so much manipulation to it. So I love that hat. And I am dying to make another one because I really do want them in more colors. And I love because the ones that you order from like Wish or Groupon or whatever, AliExpress, those things are so tiny. I don't know if it's that people from China have really small heads or if I just have a really big head, but they don't feel as much or have all the extra bubble that mine does. So I love that. When people ask me to make it, you know what amazes me? When people will ask you to make a hat, people that you know, and they'll go, okay, well, I'll get you the yarn and bring it to you. Wait a minute, didn't I just tell you that I do this for a business? Why would you automatically just think you can just bring me the yarn and then I would just do it? It's just rude and disrespectful to someone when you ask them where they get something and they tell you that they make it. And they're like, oh, you make those? And I go, yeah, I have an Etsy store, or I have a little side gig where when I have time, I make items and sell them. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll just bring you I love that skirt. I'll just bring you the fabric, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you can bring me whatever you want to bring me. It's, you know, I've been looking for an answer to that. What do you say to people like that? Because it's like, I don't have time to make one of these for free for everybody that says, oh, let me bring you some thread or some yarn or some cloth or whatever. I mean, I just told you it's a business. This is not something I just do for free for people. I mean, I do, but that's at my discretion. But why would you just assume that because you bring me the fabric or the yarn or the whatever, that, oh, now I'm not supposed to charge what I charge, or I'm not supposed to charge at all? It doesn't work that way. So I've been looking for a nice, kind way to say, it don't work that way, sis. So as I was talking it out with my husband, it came to me, from now on, I'm just going to say, oh, okay, cool. Well, here's what you need to do. You need to go to my Etsy store. I have a paid page, but I just haven't put it together yet. I don't know that I want to do Etsy. I'm kind of on the fence about Etsy. But anyway, tell them that, hey, go here and click custom made, and then this will put you in my queue. Because what I can't do is put you on my list and you're trying not to pay me, because when I get a paid customer, you automatically go to the back of the list. Plus, I can't keep up with all that. You know, I have so much stuff going on right now, and I always do. So I can't keep up with you if you're not in the loop. Like I have a project now that I've had for years now, working for this lady, and I knew this was free. This was no this is a person who sews too, but she has fibromyalgia. I know I mispronounced that. I couldn't remember if that was the right drill, so I was pulling it off. And she wanted someone to make these little cute elephants for her. Y'all, did y'all see where that drill went? Because I have no idea where it went. Oh, well. I guess we'll just have one square will be wrong. And I've had that thing for her for years. Well, one, the fabric that she wanted to use is really difficult. It's that brocade, beautiful brocade, Chinese looking fabric that they make the beautiful dresses and stuff with. And I'm making an animal for her. And I didn't realize that she was going to want like more than one. So it's taken me a while because my sewing machine broke and this and that, and then I have to make the time to do it, and I was in school but I told her when she it would be a while, it's not gonna be quick. Okay, but that was, she asked someone to make it and I volunteered. She didn't. There's our second or third click, and of course my device for my arm is also charging. So we're at 27 after. So if that clicks 2 more times, it should be an hour because the phone's gonna cut off in a minute. But that's different. If I tell you I sell these little elephants in my store or on my at my craft fair or whatever, and you go, oh well, I'll just bring you some fabric to make me one. So I think that's going to be my new answer. My new response is go to my site or go to my Etsy page, click on the custom, and it will tell you what you need to do to get in the queue to get an animal made. And it'll have the price and everything on it. What do you think of that? Do you think that's a nice way to say, hey, I did say this is a side business, not a make for everybody? And I wish I could make them for everybody. It's not that I mind making it for everybody, but as my husband would say, your time is worth something. And so he and other people always get on me about trying to sew stuff for free because you have the expenses of your machine and the care of your machine, and you're wearing your machine down making all these things for and if you want to make a gift, that's great. But and it would be different if I didn't say I had a side business doing this. If I say, oh yeah, I make those and I sew them all the time, and yeah, just give me some fabric, and I'll hook one up for you. That's different. And I have done that, and I don't mind doing that. But once I tell you this is a side business, or this is a hobby supporting business, then at that point I'm telling you this is not something I just do for free for random people. This is something I do for a cost. So anyway, tell me what you think in the comments about that response. Is it tactful? Is it rude? Is it mean? But I'm not going to be able to keep up with them if I don't have them in some kind of queue. I have 6 projects for people who've been waiting like over a year to get them because they realize that I'm making it for free, so I do it on my time. And one is a gift, but it's way overdue, but it's a very involved, complicated gift. And it's even more complicated because I'm adding special surprises to it that she doesn't know. So, well, she'll watch this video, but she already knows I'm adding surprises to it. And it's a t-shirt quilt. So, and it's not just a t-shirt quilt because, like I said, I'm going to be adding stuff to it. It'll still be a t-shirt quilt, but I've got some little surprises in it for her. So, stuff like that is different, It's different. That is, I make the time to make gifts, but non-gifts is a different story. And then, anyway, I don't know. I'm just torn about it because really, generally, I don't mind making things for people, but the stuff that they're asking about is not stuff that I make for fun for people. It's stuff that I make as a side gig to support my habit. My clean, legal, fun habit, which is crafts and all of this sewing and card making and diamond painting and, all this cool, fun stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. The things that I thought of that were my favorite things that I've made. Again, that crochet hat, which sent me off on a tangent. Now I'm coming back around to the point. The next thing was my dress pin, my dress form pin cushion. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite pin cushion in my sewing room. Although I've made other pin cushions. I've made birds. I've made the chicken ones. I've made strawberry. I mean, I've made some of everything for the pin cushions. But this might have been my first one. No, it wasn't my first one. My first one I did in a swap. But it's my favorite one. I still use it today. And I also have a second one that I made in my bathroom. Well, it used to be in my bathroom. We knocked it over and broke the base of it. But it's where I would hang my earrings on it. Because it also doubles as a jewelry holder. You have the earrings with the fish hooks on them. You can just loop them in there. Let's see if I'll show it to you right quick, because it's my baby. Now my pins are all out in projects right now, so you won't see a lot of pins in it, but let's see if I can get it in here. So I use that little heart for the head, and so there's a little flower, accordion style flower, and there's her tight snatched waist. She's not a skinny girl. And then there's the bottom, and then this is just another one of those accordion flowers, but I thought she was too big, so this was too big, so there are lots of pins on the back. So, and then the bottom is a crystal candlestick holder. And when I make these to sell, I put little pearls or beads or whatever, bracelets on the bottom and on the top, and I give her a snatched little beautiful lace and pearl belt or something like that. Yeah, so this is my favorite pin cushion. I don't want to readjust my camera because I might not get it back right, but I want you to see it. Okay, so there she is. She is not a thin girl because I'm not a thin girl. Alright, so that's my favorite pin cushion that I've made. And let's get you back down here. And what else? Then another favorite, excuse me, another favorite craft that I have made is my wallet. And I can't show you that because it's in my purse, which is in the kitchen, which is too much trouble to get up and go through. It's a flip wallet, and it has 4 or 5 pockets for credit cards and IDs, and it holds about, let's see, in one of those pockets I have at least 4 credit cards, or not credit cards, but 4 cards, and then my identification I have like 3 or 4, and then it has a hidden pocket, and then it has another pocket in the back where I stick all my receipts, and I have it cross-haired, stitched, and people sometimes think it's what's that lady's name, Vera Wang or whatever, because I have it cross-hatched like that. That is one of my favorites. I have carried, and it was not even a good one. It was the mock-up. It was the very first one that I did to learn how to make the wallet from Crafty Gemini, and it is actually the one that I'm making for the craft fair, several of for the craft fair. But that was the mock-up one. So you know your first one is never perfect. Well, my first purse was perfect, but not my first wallet. And so I keep that one for myself to remind me that, hey, it's okay for those little mistakes. You can do this. You've done it before. And because it's functional, it works. And it's so freaking cute. And I'm the only one that knows mostly where the errors are. And that's just because I know what I did wrong. So that is my favorite. And then the last one that would be my absolute favorite list. I love all the stuff that I make, but my favorites are these 4. And that is my full circle skirt. Again, that's in my room. Actually, it's in the laundry because I wore it to church for a modest fashion show a couple of weeks ago, so I haven't washed it yet. But I got it from another YouTuber on here. It's a microfiber sheet set from Walmart. You can't beat the deal for the fabric price, because that much, it's a full circle skirt, and I mean full, like when you spin it opens up like a flower. That much fabric would cost you an arm and a leg, but a microfiber sheet from Walmart gives you plenty of fabric for this particular skirt. And what's even better is the microfiber never wrinkles. It's lightweight, feels really good, and the only thing I didn't do that I wish I had done was made pockets. We love a good skirt with pockets. But it's beautiful. It has a flat waistband and a zipper. It is beautiful. I always get hundreds of compliments when I wear it. And it was one of the first or second pieces. No, it wasn't first or second. And I can't think of her name right now because I haven't seen her in a while. But if you check out my blog, Stephsgotit, I have a link there. And I show the skirt. And by the way, I'm a bad blogger. Lately, all I've been doing is just posting the YouTube videos on there. If you think I'm slow with editing these videos, imagine writing. Ugh. Maybe I'll eventually get on point with my blog, but for right now, I'm on hiatus. Yeah, I will get back on point. I will, because I'm not in school, and so I'll have a little more time to dedicate to that stuff. But yeah, that skirt is gorgeous, and everybody loves it. And again, oh, well, I'll go to Walmart and get the sheet set and bring it to you. And mind you, my price for making this skirt is $85. It's not open for discussion. It's not open for bartering. Well, I'll barter. I love to barter. But the price is non-negotiable. If you don't want to pay that, there are people who sell those skirts cheaper for $55. I personally have bought 3 of them at a convention, and quite honestly, the fabric is poor. If you really sit down and examine the design, you'll see lots of mistakes. So I can guarantee you my $85 skirt will last a heck of a lot longer than your $55, $45 skirt that you bought from the little kiosk stands or at conventions or whatever. Because everything I sell, I make sure it's well made, it is well stitched, and that that it's good quality material and good quality workmanship. So yeah, $85, non-negotiable. If that's too high for you, I'm okay with that. I'm not sure, you're not my client. If you don't want to pay the $85, I still like you. I'm still okay with you. You just aren't my client. And you need to go take your services to Walmart or wherever it is you saw that person selling them for $55. And when you're ready to get a decent real skirt, then you can come to me. And if those skirts work for you, and I'm not saying they're terrible skirts, again, I have 3 of them. I have a red and black one, I have a African China print one, I have a multicolor quilted looking one that my husband liked, and then I bought 1 wrap dress in African print, and then I bought 1 sheared dress in African print. Now that dress was actually pretty good quality. The green one was, you can tell, was kind of cheapy fabric, but the red one was a little better quality. They came from the same vendor. But and I'm gonna remake those. So I'm not saying you can't find what you want there. I'm just saying don't expect me to give you those prices, because my stuff sewn. It's not sewn by some machine or, oop, lost one. And I'm not going to come down on my prices. And if I don't sell them, then that's fine. If I can't sell them for what it cost me to make them, then that's fine, because I don't have to make them. See what I'm saying? So I won't be mad at you because you don't want to pay that much. I'll be like, okay, I get it. I wouldn't pay that much at times before I knew the difference in the quality of what was happening. So those are my favorites. And those are the ones I get requested to make the most. Well, not my wallet, because people don't see my wallet. It's in my purse. But my crocheted hats and my circle skirts. That's and if I want to make one for a gift, I'll say to that person, oh, it's your birthday. Okay, I guess I could make you one for your birthday or whatever. But other than that, I don't do it for free. Sorry. Not gonna. And if I do, you'll get it when I give it to you. I can't promise you you'll get it in a month or so. I mean, like I said, these poor people have been waiting over a year because I was in school. And of course that came first. So while I'm sewing for the craft fair, I told them that I would work on their projects and try and get them finished, all except the t-shirt quilt. I told her she had to wait till Christmas so that I can get my surprises finished. So anyway, do you find that a lot? Answer it down below in the comments bar. Do people ask you, oh, you made that? And then just say to you, well, I'll bring you the fabric to make me one. Or I'll bring you the, whatever it is you make. And they say, hey, I'll just bring you the equipment. Okay, you're going to bring me the fabric, but what about the thread involved to make your item? What about the bias binding or the the stones that I have in it, whatever the item is? What about all the other stuff? The fabric alone does not make up the product. You need thread, you need whatever the embellishments are. So I just find that kind of disrespectful that people do that, whatever though. And it may be that they just need to be educated. And I'm trying to find a really nice, respectful, decent way to do that, because some of, I don't want to, I'm not trying to act all offended, but it is disrespectful, and you need to not do that to people who do things like side businesses or another reason I do this. Another reason I don't like to, don't like to say, hey, I'll just, sure, just bring me the fabric or whatever, because some people that do this stuff, it's their livelihood, and I don't want to undercut them. I don't want to be the one that's like, oh, well, I know this girl at church or this girl at work or this girl wherever, and I just told her I would bring her the fabric and she just did it for me. Why are you trying to charge me for it if I bring you the fabric? When I do that, I undermine other hand makers, other handmade sewers or creators or crafters, and I don't want to do that. My husband has been blessed, but our contract is up any minute now, as they are every couple of years. So it may become that I can't do that either. So now I gotta argue with you because you want me to do it for free again, and I'm telling you we need, this is how we're bringing money into our home to help until we get another contract or something, and now you don't want to do it that way because you thought you've gotten used to me doing it for you the other way. So all those things play a factor. I mean, I'm not just selfishly thinking about myself when I say, no, you need to pay. I'm also thinking about all the other crafters you run across. And if you tell them that same thing, they may not be in a position where they can financially just take the time and use of their own thread and machines and electricity and whatever to sew your item. They need you to pay because that's how they're making their income. So many things go into making decisions about stuff like this. Yeah. So for their benefit and for what could potentially any day now be my benefit, you need to understand that side business means it's a business, which means you have to pay. Okay, whatever you show, your first question should be, what is your rate for making that? Okay, and then, maybe you can say, hey, can I get a church discount, or a convention discount or something, and see if the person can work with you on that end. But don't just assume that someone can take what they do for a business and just do it for you for free because you brought your own supplies, like the supplies make themselves. Anyway, this is supposed to be a WIP and chat, and I'm all off on a rant about something you probably hadn't even thought about today. I don't know if, I think this is cut off once since we lost the phone. Did we lose it? Yep, it's dead. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short because really that was the last question on my little list, and that rant actually made the video longer than it would have been. So I'm going to go ahead and close right here. I think it's probably at least a good 45 minutes, and I hope that gave you time to get some work done on yours. As you can see, this corner is coming along nicely, and we only have that and that little space there, some little holes in here to fill in, and it's been going pretty quickly. I will work on it some more this week. I'm gonna try to take an hour a day to work on it in between all of the sewing and the other responsibilities. And so when we come back for our next whip and chat, which will probably be next week, maybe I might get one more in this week, but hopefully we will have all this completed, and we'll start over here. We'll move this sheet and start over here on the next phase. So I'd like to thank you for joining me, and as I said, I hope that this gave you enough time to work on your WIP and chats and get a little done. If you're like me, you're really supposed to be doing something else. It is now time to move on to take care of other responsibilities. And I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Thank you. Whoa! Ooh, that could have been something awful. Come out of there. Okay. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. And remember, well, first of all, thank you for supporting the channel by stopping by. Thank you for your comments. And thank you for all of your likes. So don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, you can always feel free to give it a thumbs down. You do you, boo. If you do give it a thumbs up and you'd like to see more of the content on this channel, then feel free to click the notification and click the subscribe button, and then click that little notification bell so that you would be aware every time that I upload a video. And I am at least getting on the schedule of a WIP and chat every Monday. We at least have that going. My plan for next month is to start a Fitness Friday. I'm really excited about that. Every Friday I will give you a little snippet of some type of physical fitness that you can do at home for... Okay, that said that movie had been stopped recording, and I don't know why or where it stopped. All right, I don't know how much of that you got last time, so I'm just going to say that on Fridays we will be having what I'm going to dub Fitness Fridays. Woohoo! And this will just be a fun section on Fridays to get you up and to get you moving, because when you're in a sedentary state, you're almost like in a dead state. The body is meant to be in motion, be moving. So I'm going to do a little couple of minutes of something fun. And it's not necessarily exercise, even though it is. It'll be so fun and wrapped up in such an interesting package that you won't even know you're exercising, and it'll be something to get you up and get you moving for a few minutes, and you're welcome to do it after the video is over for a couple of times for a couple of repetitions. We'll cover everything from Zumba to Zumba toning to chair Zumba, Santao, Strong by Zumba movement. No Strong by Zumba. I can't do Strong by Zumba with you. Yeah, because when I post a Strong by Zumba video, and I'm not even sure I could do that yet because they have tight restrictions on that. But belly dancing, line dancing, I've subbed some jungle body conga type things, and so just fitness, just the various forms of fitness that I am licensed to do or that I've had the pleasure of subbing for. Even some aqua, some water fitness of things you can do when you go to the pool that weekend or something. So I hope that you will take the time to join me for Monday whipping chats and for Friday fitness and whatever other things I can throw in there, like my unboxings and product reviews. So that's where we're headed for now. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to get some work done with me. And if you're working on your whipping chat, let me know how far you gotten, what you're working on. It's always good to know that. It's fun to know, rather. I hope that you have a great day. And remember, if you are having a great day, help someone else have a great day. Doesn't cost anything to smile, and it could mean nothing to you, but it could mean the world to the person receiving that smile from you. Take care. Love and shimmies. Thanks for stopping by.